Hey everybody, here's my '04 Silverado 1500 that needs a new starter because it's starting to go bad. And here's the replacement that I got from rockauto.com. Now I've done a couple things already to prepare. I've disconnected the negative terminal on the battery. I put on the parking brake and chocked the front driver's side wheel. And I also... Alrighty, so I've got the truck jacked up and sitting on the jack stands there. Now there are two ways to access the starter, and if you follow my 3/8 pointing stick, you can see this glorious piece of rust. Whoops, zoom in. Right here. That is a heat shield that's going to have to come off of the solenoid first. Now, my plan is to be both lazy and optimistic and think that I'm not going to have to take off the splash guard and the front passenger side wheel. I expect that plan to fail, and then I will give in and have to take all this off just to get better access, but we'll just assume I'm not going to have to bother with that. So here's a view from underneath the truck, and the access is actually not that bad. It doesn't look like it. And I did just take a bunch of photos of how the sensors and harnesses and guards and whatnot are all situated before I start disassembling everything, because I have experienced the pain of not remembering how things go back together again. So I did a bunch of that, and let's start digging into getting this guy out of here. All right, so ignore the sound of my garage heater, but this is my 3/8 heat shield removal stick. This is a specialty piece of equipment that not every shop has. There. Alrighty, this is a little bit rough to see, but we're in the front of the truck looking backwards, and I will zoom in a little bit on what right here is a sensor that's to come out. Now this little black clip needs to just be worked undone with a little screwdriver or something, and the sensor will actually, come out fairly easily. So once that's out, we can move on to the next thing. Okay, now before we go further, here again is a shot of the existing starter motor, and you can see the connectors on the solenoid face towards the front of the truck, which is that way, okay? Now I've got the new starter here. So the new starter is going to be oriented the same way, just like this, with the solenoid on the top, the connectors pointing forward towards the front of the truck. Now on the bottom, we're going to have two bolts. Now these will face directly up. So we're going to have to take those out and disconnect the wiring here on the connectors. Now while I have this thing, I do want to show how the heat shield is going to go back on. Now there's a couple things to notice, okay? There's this indentation in the casting where the solenoid attaches. This tab on the end of the heat shield is going to fit right into that. So if you just push it over the body of the solenoid, this tab is in that groove, and you've got your four little legs, two on each side, two here, and two on the back, that hold the heat shield onto the solenoid body. So once we get it in, that's how the heat shield's going to have to go. This is going to be... So as I expected, it's hard to see, but I do have the 8mm socket on the end of my 1/4" wrench, or ratchet, and I'm slowly working the signal wire nut off of the back of the solenoid from underneath the truck. Access is not fun, but it can be done. Okay, so that signal wire nut came off, and this is just all you gotta do to slide that portion of the wiring harness. Let me back off. All right, so now I've got this portion of the wiring harness out of the way. Now, if you just notice, this is the signal wire. This wraps around on the passenger side from underneath of the starter. Just a note on routing. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, next I'll work on this guy with my 13mm. Let me get a little closer. There we go. There's a nut right back here. I'll work on that. Okay, so here's an after the fact shot of what I had to do to remove the solenoid connections, which are the only ones that need to be undone are this one and this one, because the third one over here is just connected right to the starter itself and does not need to come undone. I had to use a deep 13mm socket to get this guy off, which you can see I was able to use a 3/8 drive and an adapter and a 1/4" ratchet to do that. But before that, I just used this little 8mm shallow socket on the 1/4" ratchet to get this little guy off first. And I was able to do all that with the old starter still in place. And once those are off, I was able to go ahead and start removing the whole thing. And it came out pretty easily after that. The first thing you got to do before removing these main 2 bolts here is to remove this screw that holds on this cover. Okay, so this is a 10mm socket. And now I've already broken these 2 loose with a ratchet, and now I have an impact to... Alright, that's one. There we go. Piece of cake now. Now you need to make sure the whole starter doesn't fall on your face. Okay, that second bolt is out. Okay, so now that that is loose, we can start wiggling things until stuff comes free. Okay, here's that guard, and the starter is loose now. Alright, so here's just a close-up of that guard. Now the little bolt that goes through here, even if you take that out, this whole thing can't come free if the starter is still installed because it's captured by the housing of the starter. So you may not have to take this off, but it certainly seemed to help. Alright, so here's just a shot of what everything looks like once the starter and that cover are out of the way. You can see all the tape here aren't in too bad a shape. So yeah, get a shot from the other direction. That's kind of what it looks like up in there. Alright, so now I'm going to just reassemble everything in reverse order and see if it works. Alright, here's a quick note on reassembly. I went ahead and wire brushed off the connectors before putting it back on the solenoid because they were, should probably hit that one a little more actually, but they had some rust and corrosion, so that's one thing to note when you go through the reassembly steps. Make sure you don't miss that. Alrighty, yet one additional reassembly tip. I'm trying to tighten the 13mm nut on the solenoid, and one of the best ways to reach in there, I'm finding, is with a ratcheting box wrench, if you have one, reaching in from the side, and that gives you more leverage than reaching up in there with the deep socket from underneath. It's just hard to get much torque with your hand there. So that's another little tip. There's not much room between here and here to turn the wrench all that much. So I've had to pull it out and index the ratchet by one click a couple times and stick it back in there and get another little bit of a turn on that nut. Alrighty, so everything is back together now. Here is the sensor plugged back in. And then we've got up here the 2 wires plugged back in, well, reattached with the nuts tightened. And here is the heat shield back over the body of the solenoid. So now all I have to do is let the truck off the jack stands and then plug in or reconnect the negative terminal on the battery and give her a shot. All right, everybody, buckle your seatbelts. Let's give this a shot. Heck yeah. It's all thanks to the 3/8" extendo. All right, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.